Have you ever wondered how words can change someone's day? Well, let me tell you a story that happened under the sea, in the Coral Kingdom. A world full of hues and wonder, the Coral Kingdom is a bustling underwater city where fishes of all shapes and sizes live. It's a place where the tiniest seahorse plays hide-and-seek among the corals, and the biggest whale sings lullabies that travel across the ocean. In this magical kingdom, there lived two unique and very different fish, starfish Sammy and pufferfish Patty. Sammy, with his sunny yellow color and five-pointed smile, was the life and soul of the Coral Kingdom. His laughter echoed through the water, and his good mood was as infectious as a dolphin's playfulness. On the other hand, Patty was a pufferfish, round and spiky. She was known for her grumpy demeanor and quick-to-puff-up attitude. Sammy was always full of joy, but Patty was a bit prickly, just like her spikes. One sunny day, Sammy was out playing with his friends when he accidentally bumped into Patty. Now, Sammy was a playful little clownfish, always darting around the coral reefs with a joyful flick of his tail. But that day, in the midst of his frolic, he didn't notice Patty, the elegant seahorse, quietly resting by the anemone. Accidentally, Sammy brushed against Patty, startling her. Patty, feeling disturbed, rounded on Sammy. "Watch where you're going, Sammy. You're always causing trouble," she snapped, her words sharp as the spines of a sea urchin. Sammy, taken aback, could only blink his big eyes in surprise. He felt a sting in his heart, much like a jellyfish's zap. Without a word, he turned and swam away, his usual bubbly self replaced with a cloud of sadness. Patty didn't think much of it, but Sammy was really hurt. Words can sting, can't they? The next day, Sammy was still feeling down. His friends noticed his gloominess, and it started to affect them too. The vibrant colors of the Coral Kingdom seemed a little less bright, and the water a little less warm. The usually cheerful clownfish were quiet. The playful dolphins stopped their games. Even the ever-busy crabs paused their work. It was as if a cloud of sadness had descended upon the kingdom. As the day wore on, Sammy's friends couldn't shake off the gloom. They tried to cheer Sammy up, but their efforts were in vain. Word spread throughout the Coral Kingdom about Sammy's sadness. The lively underwater world that was once filled with laughter and joy was now quiet and somber. Patty, the pretty parrotfish, couldn't understand why everyone was so upset. She swam around, puzzled and concerned. She noticed the change in her friends, the quietness of the kingdom, the gloomy faces of everyone she met. It was a stark contrast to the vibrant, joyful place she was used to. The more she observed, the more she started to connect the dots. It all seemed to start with Sammy's sadness. She remembered the harsh words she had said to Sammy, words that she had thought were harmless, but had hurt Sammy deeply. Patty felt a pang of guilt. She hadn't realized how her words could hurt others. Feeling sorry, Patty decided to apologize to Sammy. She realized that her words had caused a lot of pain. With a heavy heart and a sincere desire to make things right, Patty swam over to Sammy's home amongst the seaweed. She took a deep breath and said, "Sammy, I'm really sorry for what I said. I didn't realize how much my words could hurt you." Sammy, being a kind-hearted seahorse, was quick to forgive. His joy, which had been dimmed by Patty's harsh words, began to shine brightly once more. And just like the spectacular colors that bounce off a school of fish, Sammy's happiness started to spread throughout the Coral Kingdom. The gloom that had once hung heavily over their underwater haven started to lift, replaced by the resounding melody of cheerful chatter and the harmonious hum of happy hearts. The corals seemed to glow a little brighter, the sea anemones swayed more energetically, and even the grumpy old clams seemed to crack a smile. Harmony was restored in the Coral Kingdom, all because Patty had chosen to say a simple sorry. From that day forward, Patty was a lot more careful with her words and actions. She learned to think before she spoke, to consider how her words might affect others. Patty learned that day that her words and actions could affect others in ways she hadn't thought of before.